Lesson number 12. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. The importance of this idea lies in the fact that it contains a correction for a major perceptual distortion. You think what upsets you is a frightening world, or a sad world, or a violent world, or an insane world. All these attributes are given it by you. The world is meaningless in itself. These exercises are done with eyes open. Look around you, this time quite slowly. Try to pace yourself so that the slow shifting of your glance from one thing to another involves a fairly constant time interval. Do not allow the time of the shift to become markedly longer or shorter, but try instead to keep a measured, even tempo throughout. What you see does not matter. You teach yourself this as you give whatever your glance rests on equal attention and equal time. This is the beginning step in learning to give them all equal value. As you look about yourself, say to yourself, I think I see a fearful world, a dangerous world, a hostile world, a sad world, a wicked world, a crazy world, and so on, using whatever descriptive terms happen to occur to you. If terms which seem positive rather than negative occur to you, include them. For example, you might think of a good world or a satisfying world. If such terms occur to you, use them along with the rest. You may not yet understand why these nice adjectives belong in these exercises, but remember that a good world implies a bad world, and a satisfying world implies an unsatisfying one. All terms which cross your mind are suitable subjects for today's exercises. Their seeming quality does not matter. So, now the course says, okay, you've got your thoughts. You recognize your thoughts as something occurring. You recognize that there can be a separation between you, the sense of you, that there's a different you, and your thoughts. You recognize that your thoughts have sometimes their own agenda. Your thoughts sometimes influenced by your perceptions, inherited projections from the outside world, from your own distorted beliefs about stuff, from overlapping beliefs that don't make sense, but you have accepted them as one beliefs. And two, more importantly, when you connect yourself to your thoughts and you start believing your thoughts are you, so that you say, women are not equal. So if I believe that thought, and I'm a man, and I identify as a man, and I can, to the understanding of biological sex, see that I am a male, and I say women are less than, women are weaker, women are not as good as man. One, I'm saying that over there, that which is not me, a biological sex, a person who's a female, is not good. I am then saying that in the undercurrent of that, the subtext of that, is that I, who am a male, are good. Potentially. If that's not good, I'm probably the good one. But what I'm also doing when I attach to that is that I'm attaching to the concept of being misogynist, to being prejudiced or discriminatory towards women, so that in the sub-context, I'm labeling myself in some ways, maybe even unconsciously just by the identification with the thought, so that to see a meaningless world, to say my thoughts are meaningless, and to say the world is meaningless, means that I'm starting to lose some of not only my conscious projections upon things, not only my subtext projections upon things, so woman inferior, me good, me misogynist label. So now I'm unraveling that. So I'm not thinking, so it's meaningless, that thought is meaningless. So that thing out in the world that I perceive external to myself, that is something that I can't label. So now I've taken away women as inferior, because that's a meaningless thought. I've also taken away me as superior, because that too is a sub-thought of the initial thought and of the world projection. And then I've also taken away, which might be a negative label as a misogynist, I've also made that meaningless. So what happens? The ego, and we're slowly going to start talking about the ego as a defensive system. The ego says, whoa, 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 whoa. This is too far. Capital I, ego, says I've got to be something. If I'm not, my thoughts and the world's meaningless and what I think about the world is meaningless and it's a meaningless world, wait, then that's not a woman, I'm not a man, I'm not superior, and I'm not a misogynist. I've got to be something. So the ego is upset because it is confronted with a meaningless world. Once you take your thoughts, connections as a belief system out of it. So then what occurs is that, so that we do an exercise, as we've done different kinds of exercises on it, and we start thinking, what is meaningless is neither good nor bad. Why then should a meaningless world upset you? If you could accept the world as meaningless, let the truth be written upon it for you, it would make you indescribably happy. But because it is meaningless, you are impelled to write upon it what you would have it be. The ego says, no. Let me tell you what that is. Let me tell you who she is. Let me tell you how much she is valued and how much she is not valued. It is this you see in it. It is this that is meaningless in truth. So that when we start looking at the concept of perennial spiritual truth, it's meaningless to actually apply that to anything. So you can't have both. You can't have truth and your projected beliefs upon stuff. Beneath your words is written the Word of God. So that might hit people really hard and say, whoa, Word of God, are we getting biblical and stuff like this? So just as we talked about, that we have layers and we have subtext and then we have sub-definition. Under all of that, within ourselves, within our core, within our unified energy, within our connective energy, within who we are, without the labels, is the context of, if you want to call it God, if you want to call it the universe, if you want to call it the Buddha mind, if you want to call it the unimind, whatever you want to call that, under all of that is God. We'll use God interchangeably with the universe. But you might then be able to see, oh, this is why those people who align to their thoughts believe they are, whatever they believe they are, superior in some kind of ways, whether that's through sex or race or gender or sexual orientation, because they have aligned to their thoughts that are meaningless. Oh, that's their confusion. Their confusion isn't just the hierarchical concept of superiority and inferiority. Their error is in having thoughts about superiority and inferiority from the internal to the external, because both are, one is projected out through thoughts, and two, what it is projected at the external world, both are meaningless, which is why then the Course gives you an exercise, because it's like, okay, you got to work on this a little bit to connect and disconnect and see in the subtext the underlayers of what you've been doing. As always, I am your host, Kyle Phoenix, The Kyle Phoenix Show. You can see us on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, 11:30 p.m. Thursdays Eastern Standard Time here in North America. If you go to mnn.org, they live stream my TV show. And if you want to email me, KylePhoenixShow@gmail.com. You can email me questions or thoughts or whatever you're going through. Thank you so much and have a good evening.